What a moment we're living through right now. Luka Doncic is officially clear to play again. And yes, the expectations are that he's going to be on the court later today against Great Britain. Tip-off scheduled for around 11 in the morning Pacific time, and you can already feel the tension building. Not just for Slovenia, but for Lakers fans everywhere who've got their eyes locked on Luka this offseason. Now, let's be real here. The concern is absolutely valid. Luka had that recent scare with the knee, and we're talking about a guy the Lakers are heavily invested in. We're not talking about a minor role player. This is a superstar, a potential MVP caliber player, someone the Lakers are hoping will be one of the faces of the league moving forward. And when you hear about an injury, even just a knee contusion, your first instinct is to worry. Because you know what that could mean. You know the risk that even the smallest injury can spiral into something bigger, especially when it's not properly managed. But here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people need to understand. Luka playing for Slovenia is not just about reps or off-season conditioning. This is about pride. This is about national identity. For guys like Luka, Jokic, Giannis, playing for their country isn't some casual exhibition. It's sacred. It's an honor that transcends the NBA. This isn't some pickup game at the YMCA. This isn't a run at the Drew League. This is Eurobasket, representing your homeland with your nation's name stitched across your chest. And for a lot of international players, there's nothing more meaningful. So yeah, Luka's going to take the court. Of course he is, because for him, this means everything. Now, if you're a Lakers fan, I get the nerves. Honestly, I'm right there with you. There's that voice in the back of your head saying, Luka, maybe just sit this one out, man. Because you know what's at stake. The Lakers are all in this season. They've built a team that looks like it's ready to compete. And if Luka's at full strength, you could argue they're one of the favorites to win the whole thing. But none of that matters if he's not healthy. None of it matters if he ends up aggravating that knee or suffers something worse. The risk is always there. And that's exactly why so many front offices get squeamish about their stars suiting up for international duty in the offseason. It's just not a risk you can control. And yet, here we are. Luka's playing. And as much as I get the anxiety around it, I can't fault the guy. He's doing what his heart tells him to do. But if I'm being honest, I was kind of hoping Slovenia would get bounced early. I know, that sounds harsh, but it's not personal. It's strategic. Every extra game Luka plays before the season begins is another opportunity for something to go wrong. And we're talking about a Lakers team that's going to need him to be at 100%. Not easing his way in, not rehabbing, locked in, fully healthy, and ready to carry a huge load next to LeBron. The ideal scenario? Let's say Luka skips these exhibition games, lets the knee heal, gets a good 10 or 12 days of rest before the real competition starts. That gives the body a break. That gives the Lakers peace of mind. But of course, that's not how Luka's wired. He wants to be out there, battling, competing. And when that adrenaline kicks in, when he sees that flag and hears that anthem, the guy's not thinking about November in the NBA. He's thinking about the now, about what it means to be a leader for his country. That kind of fire is what makes him so special. But again, it's also what makes this such a gamble. We've seen it before, guys getting hurt in meaningless games. Not just in Eurobasket, but even in Pro AMS, summer runs, open gyms. It doesn't matter where you're playing. The moment you step on a court, you're accepting the risk. Whether it's a random step back during a workout or a loose ball during warm-ups, freak injuries happen. That's the brutal truth of basketball. You never really know. So when a guy like Luka steps out there after a recent knee issue, yeah, every fan, every coach, every executive is holding their breath a little. But man, you also can't ignore what we've been seeing. The reports coming out of Slovenia have been nothing short of electric. The transformation Luka's gone through physically is real. His teammates are raving. Coaches are saying he's quicker, more explosive, more locked in than they've ever seen him. And when you watch the tape, I mean really watch it, you can tell. He's not just playing well. He's imposing his will. He looks like a guy who's ready to tear through defenses from day one of the NBA season. You get the sense that this version of Luka, if he stays healthy, might just be the most dangerous version we've ever seen. And that's where the hope creeps in, right? Because now you start picturing it. Luka and LeBron sharing the floor, both healthy, both rested, both motivated. You've got Doncic operating at MVP levels. You've got LeBron picking his spots, not needing to play 40 minutes a night, not having to carry the entire offense on his back. That opens up so much for the Lakers. Because let's be honest, last season, there were way too many moments where LeBron had to go full superhero just to keep the team afloat. That's not sustainable. Not at this stage of his career. But now you've got Luka there to shoulder the heavy lifting. You've got another elite playmaker, another elite scorer, someone who can run the offense and let LeBron preserve himself for the moments that matter. Throw in Anthony Davis, if he's healthy and engaged, and suddenly you've got a trio that can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league. No exaggeration. And look, I get that there are still question marks. The starting small forward spot? Yeah, we're all watching that closely. The bench rotation? Still some uncertainties there. But let's not act like the Lakers didn't make moves. They've been active. They've added depth. They've brought in guys who can defend, stretch the floor, and give them flexibility. And more importantly, they've built a roster that fits around Luka. That matters. We're not talking about a team just hoping for chemistry. We're talking about a team that looks like it was designed with this exact moment in mind. And maybe, just maybe, we get a version of Luka that finally gets the recognition he deserves. Because let's not forget, he's been in the MVP conversation for years now. He's been dragging rosters with minimal help into playoff contention. Now he's got real support. Now he's got a coach who believes in him, a front office that's gone all in, and a roster built to win now. If he plays 65 or more games, I'm telling you right now, he's going to win the MVP. The numbers will be there. The wins will be there. And the story, oh man, the story writes itself. Imagine the headlines. Luka leaves Dallas, joins the Lakers, and in year one, wins the MVP. That's the kind of narrative the league eats up. That's the kind of season that gets immortalized. And if the Lakers are sitting near the top of the West, if they're firing on all cylinders, there's going to be no denying it. But let's zoom out and talk about what Luka actually brings to the Lakers that has everyone so hyped. We're not just talking about numbers. We're talking about command, control, the pace at which he plays, the way he bends defenses to his will. It's almost surgical. He doesn't just score. He dictates the entire flow of a game. And that's something the Lakers haven't had in a long time outside of LeBron himself. It's not just about taking pressure off LeBron. It's about giving this team a whole new identity. With Luka, the Lakers can finally play through a younger star who doesn't need to rely on athleticism to be dominant. That's crucial because it means sustainability. It means that even in grinded-out playoff games, even when defenses are locked in, Luka is going to get to his spots, draw attention, and create advantages. That's invaluable. And when you pair that with a roster that's full of athletic wings, shooters, rim protectors, it's not hard to see the vision. This team can beat you in transition, in the half court, in the clutch. They got multiple guys who can close games, multiple guys who can hit big shots. And if the chemistry clicks, it could be something truly special. Now imagine being a defender on the other team. You got Luka bringing the ball up, slowly dissecting the floor. You've got LeBron lurking, ready to attack mismatches. You got shooters in the corners, bigs who can roll or pop, and then Davis is the ultimate wild card, a guy who could dominate both ends when he's locked in. That's a nightmare. There's just no easy answer to guard that kind of lineup. And for the first time in years, the Lakers might actually have a squad that doesn't just rely on LeBron to manufacture offense every single possession. That's what made the last few years so exhausting to watch. You could see how much energy he had to expend just to keep the team in games. There was no second superstar consistently taking over. No one to share the burden. That's not going to be a problem this time around. Luka's going to shoulder a huge part of that load. And he's not just capable, he's ready for it. But it's more than just skill or fit. It's the mentality. Luka wants this. You can feel it. The body transformation, the commitment to conditioning, the way he's approached this offseason. It all screams a guy who knows the opportunity in front of him. And when you look at the Lakers, when you look at this window they have right now, with LeBron still capable of greatness and Anthony Davis in his prime, this might be the best shot they'll have at another title for a while. Everything is aligned. The front office has made smart moves, the roster is balanced, and the coaching staff is dialed in. They just need Luka to be Luka. No injuries, no distractions, just pure domination. And that's why these Eurobasket games are so stressful. Because we're not worried about the result. We're not checking box scores. We're checking his gait. We're watching how he lands. We're analyzing every grimace, every tweak, every time he laces up his sneakers. Because every single time he hits the hardwood, he's rolling the dice. And for Lakers fans, those dice feel especially loaded right now. But at the same time, there's something poetic about this part of Luka's journey. Because legacy isn't built in straight lines. It's built in decisions like these. Choosing to suit up for his country. Choosing to push through the pain. Choosing to lead even when it's risky. That's the kind of stuff that earns respect in locker rooms. That's the kind of stuff that builds mythology. Years from now, fans won't just talk about Luka the scorer or Luka the passer. They'll talk about Luka the warrior. Luka the leader. Luka who never backed down. And that's what makes him so polarizing and so magnetic. He's fearless. He's emotional. He wears everything on his sleeve. And even if that comes with risk, it also comes with fire. And sometimes in the NBA, fire is what separates champions from contenders. Now let's talk about the fit with the rest of this Lakers squad, because it's not just Luka and LeBron. There are real pieces here that could elevate this team to another level. Austin Reeves has emerged as a legit playmaker and shot creator. He's not just a role player anymore. He can give you 20 on a random night. He can run the second unit, and he plays with poise. Then you've got Rui Hachimura, who's been unlocking new layers to his game since arriving in LA. He's strong, he's confident, and he's proven he can be an asset in the postseason. That's huge. DeAndre Ayton, if he buys into his role and plays to his strengths, protecting the rim, dominating the boards, finishing inside, he could be the piece that anchors this front court. He doesn't have to be a star. He just has to be consistent. And if he and Luka develop chemistry in the pick and roll, watch out. That's the kind of two-man game that can punish defenses over and over again. And then there's the bench. Say what you want, but the depth is there. Gabe Vincent brings defense and grit. Marcus Smart adds championship DNA and can lock down multiple positions. Jared Vanderbilt is an energy guy who gives you elite hustle and rebounding. Jake LaRavia could surprise people. His defensive metrics are solid, and if he can knock down open shots, he could be a key 3 and D contributor. The pieces are there. Now it's about putting them together. Of course, we're going to see some growing pains early in the season. Chemistry takes time. Roles have to be defined. Rotations have to be tested. But this is a veteran group with high IQ players. They'll figure it out. And when they do, the ceiling is sky high. Now let's look around the league for a second. Everyone's talking about OKC, Denver, Phoenix, and rightfully so. Those teams are loaded, but none of them are perfect. Denver might be the most well-rounded, but losing Michael Porter Jr. hurts. He's a floor spacer, and that offense doesn't run the same without him. OKC has continuity, sure, and they just won the championship, but repeating is incredibly difficult. We haven't seen a back-to-back champ since the Warriors, and that was nearly a decade ago. Every team has holes. Every contender has questions. That's why I think the Lakers are right there in the mix. Because while the other teams are chasing perfection, the Lakers just need health and rhythm. That's it. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. They got the talent. They got the leadership. And if Luka plays like the guy we've been seeing this summer, it's game over. He changes everything. The spacing, the tempo, the decision-making. He gives this team a new dimension. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, whispers have begun circulating through the corridors of the NBA world, with an electrifying rumor that has sent tremors through fan forums and social media platforms alike. Kevin Durant, one of the most prolific scorers of his generation, has reportedly committed to joining the Los Angeles Lakers. Although the details remain shrouded in secrecy, the speculation is intense, and insiders hint that the decision may reshape the balance of power in the Western Conference. Lakers fans, who have long awaited a seismic shift in their roster, are buzzing with a mix of hope, disbelief, and cautious optimism. The potential acquisition of Durant would not just be a strategic maneuver, but also a cultural statement, signaling the franchise's intent to dominate for years to come. Analysts and former players alike are weighing in, debating how Durant's unique skill set, which blends elite shooting, unparalleled versatility, and high basketball IQ, could fit alongside established Lakers stars. Rumors suggest that negotiations were intricate, involving layers of trade possibilities, salary cap considerations, and perhaps even front office maneuvering that few fans are privy to. The sheer magnitude of Durant's potential arrival has already ignited a whirlwind of conversations, memes, and speculative coverage, turning casual observers into instant experts on his career trajectory and the Lakers' tactical plans. While nothing is official yet, the very notion of Durant in purple and gold is enough to dominate headlines and social media feeds, creating a buzz that refuses to die down. The speculation surrounding Kevin Durant's potential move to the Los Angeles Lakers has evolved into a full-blown frenzy, with insiders suggesting that every meeting, phone call, and social interaction involving the superstar is being scrutinized for clues. Rumors are flying that Durant himself may have initiated contact, sparking what some describe as a perfect storm of opportunity, timing, and mutual interest. Observers note that the Lakers' roster construction, which has struggled with injuries and consistency in recent seasons, could be dramatically bolstered by Durant's arrival, providing not only scoring prowess but also leadership and playoff experience. There is chatter about how the coaching staff, front office, and existing players are reacting behind closed doors, with some hinting at a delicate balancing act between integrating Durant's presence and maintaining team chemistry. Social media accounts have exploded with debates, memes, and hypothetical lineups, as fans speculate on how the pairing of Durant with existing Lakers stars could produce a historically dominant unit capable of challenging any team in the league. Sports commentators are dissecting every angle, from Durant's contract situation and cap implications to the Lakers' broader strategic goals, creating a layered narrative that fuels the rumor mill. Even as the details remain unofficial, the buzz alone is influencing ticket sales projections, merchandise anticipation, and media coverage, underscoring how Durant's mere connection to the Lakers is shaping perceptions long before any official announcement. As the Kevin Durant to Lakers rumor gains momentum, industry insiders are hinting at a complex web of negotiations that could involve multiple trade scenarios, salary adjustments, and potential draft pick exchanges, all of which reflect the high-stakes and intricate chess game being played behind the scenes. Some speculate that Durant's decision may hinge not only on competitive aspirations, but also on lifestyle considerations, brand alignment, and long-term legacy planning, making the narrative even more tantalizing for fans and pundits alike. Analysts are projecting that if Durant indeed joins the Lakers, his offensive versatility would allow for creative rotations, spacing, and a dynamic scoring threat that could alleviate pressure on other key players while redefining the team's identity. Rumors also swirl around how rival teams might respond strategically, perhaps altering their own roster moves in anticipation of Durant's potential arrival, creating a domino effect throughout the league. Social media continues to amplify every whisper, with viral posts, speculative articles, and heated debates feeding a feedback loop that intensifies the sensation of immediacy and inevitability. Fans are dissecting every practice session, Instagram post, and cryptic comment, searching for signals of Durant's intentions, while sports networks dedicate segments to hypothetical Lakers-Durant chemistry, predicting game-breaking combinations and playoff dominance. Even casual observers are caught in the ripple effect, discussing how a single superstar's decision could reverberate across multiple franchises, reshaping not only the Lakers' fortunes, but the league's competitive landscape. The rumor of Kevin Durant potentially joining the Los Angeles Lakers has sparked intense scrutiny and imaginative conjecture, as fans and analysts alike attempt to map out the implications of such a high-profile move on team dynamics, championship aspirations, and league-wide narratives. Sources suggest that Durant's arrival could catalyze significant shifts in the Lakers' strategic approach, potentially redefining offensive schemes, defensive responsibilities, and player rotations in ways that challenge conventional coaching wisdom. Speculation has even extended to personal relationships, with whispers about how Durant's presence might influence locker room culture, mentorship of younger players, and interactions with veteran teammates, suggesting that the impact extends far beyond mere statistics. Meanwhile, social media platforms are awash with mock lineups, highlight compilations, and animated discussions, feeding a public appetite for instant analysis and predictive scenarios that range from the plausible to the wildly imaginative. Rumors also hint at the Lakers management preparing for contingencies, exploring ways to maximize Durant's talents while mitigating potential risks associated with injury history, contract logistics, or stylistic clashes. This heightened anticipation is creating a charged atmosphere where every rumor, whether substantiated or purely speculative, gains traction and becomes part of the unfolding narrative. Even journalists are reporting on the rumor as though it were semi-official, reflecting the potent mix of credibility and desire for drama that surrounds Kevin Durant and the Lakers. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.